Welcome to Principles of Management. This lecture is going to be looking at Chapter 12, Managing Individuals and a Diverse Workplace. The learning outcomes include describe diversity and explain why it matters, summarize the special challenges that the dimensions of surface level diversity pose for managers, explain how dimensions of deep level diversity affects individual behavior and interactions in the workplace, explain the basic principles and practices that can be used to manage diversity. Diversity exists in organizations where there's a variety of demographic, cultural, and personal differences among people who work there and the customers who do business there. Affirmative action refers to the purposeful steps taken by an organization to create an employment opportunity for minorities and women. Workplace diversity and affirmative action differ in several critical ways. Diversity has a broader focus that includes demographic, cultural, and personal differences. Affirmative action is a policy for actively creating diversity, but diversity can still exist even if the organization doesn't purposely create it. Affirmative action is required by law for private employers with 50 or more employees, whereas diversity is not. Affirmative action programs and diversity programs have different purposes. Affirmative action punishes companies for not achieving specific sex and race ratios in their workforces. Diversity programs seek to benefit both organization and their employees by encouraging organizations to value all kinds of differences. Diversity helps companies with cost savings by reducing turnover, decreasing absenteeism, and avoiding expensive lawsuits. Diversity also makes business sense by helping companies attract and retain talented workers. Diversity makes business sense by driving business growth. Diversity also helps companies grow through higher quality problem solving. Surface level diversity consists of differences that are immediately observable, typically unchangeable, and easy to measure. Deep level diversity consists of differences that are communicated through verbal and nonverbal behaviors and are learned only through extended interactions with others. If managed properly, the shift from surface to deep level diversity can be accomplished two ways. It reduces prejudice and conflict, and it can lead to stronger social integration. The victims of age discrimination are almost always older workers, and the discrimination is based on assumptions that you can't teach an old dog new tricks. As for the widespread belief that job performance declines with age, the scientific evidence clearly refutes this stereotype. Sex discrimination occurs when people are treated differently because of their sex. Although progress is being made across many fronts, sex discrimination continues to operate via the glass ceiling at a higher levels in organizations. Sexual orientation discrimination occurs when people are treated differently because of their sexual orientation. The U.S. Supreme Court decisions in June 2020 in response to 3 different cases, thus expanding workplace protection for sexual orientation and gender identity from 22 to 50 states. While progress has been made in terms of racial and ethnic work discrimination since the passage of the 1964 Civil Rights Act and Title VII, many studies provide strong direct evidence that continuing racial or ethnic discrimination in the workplace that cannot be discounted. Companies can take action to make sure people of all racial and ethnic backgrounds have the same opportunities, such as looking at the numbers. If the numbers indicate racial or ethnic disparities, consider employing a private firm to test your hiring system by having applicants of different races with identical qualifications apply for jobs in your company. By data mining your application criteria and by validating artificial intelligence algorithms used to screen applicants in early stages. It eliminates unclear selection and promotional criteria and equal opportunities for skill development and training and education. Disability discrimination occurs when people are treated differently because of their disabilities. Assistive technology gives workers with disabilities the tools they need to overcome their disabilities. Providing workers with assistive technology is an effective strategy to recruit, retain, and enhance the productivity of people with disabilities. Companies should actively recruit qualified workers with disabilities. Deep-level diversity represents differences that can be learned only through extended interactions with others. Examples of deep-level diversity include differences in personality, attitudes, beliefs, and values. It can result in less prejudice, discrimination, and conflict in the workplace. These changes can then lead to better social integration. Personality is relatively stable set of behaviors, attitudes, and emotions displayed over time that makes people different from each other. The big five personality dimensions are extroversion, emotional stability, agreeability, conscientiousness, and openness to experience. Extroversion is the degree to which someone is active, assertive, and sociable, talkable, and energized by others. Extroversion is related to the performance in the job, such as sales and management, that involves significant interaction with others. Emotional stability is the degree to which someone is not angry, depressed, anxious, emotional, insecure, and excitable. Agreeableness is the degree to which someone is cooperative, polite, flexible, forgiving, good-natured, tolerant, and trusting. Conscientiousness is the degree to which someone is organized, hardworking, responsible, preserving, thorough, and achievement-oriented. Conscientiousness is related to jobs performance across 5 different occupational groups: professionals, police, managers, salespeople, and skilled or semi-skilled workers. Openness to experience is the degree to which someone is curious, broad-minded, and open to new ideas, things, and experiences. They are spontaneous and have a high tolerance for ambiguity. The discrimination and fairness paradigm, which is the most common method of approaching diversity, focuses on equal opportunity, fair treatment, recruitment of minorities, and strict compliance with equal employment opportunity laws. The benefit generally brings about fairer treatment of employees and increases demographic diversity. The limitations is the focus of diversity remains on the surface level diversity dimensions of sex, race, and ethnicity. The access and legitimacy of the paradigm focuses on the acceptance and celebration of differences to ensure that the diversity within the company matches the diversity found among primary stakeholders, such as customers, suppliers, and local communities. The learning and effectiveness of the paradigm focuses on integrating deep-level diversity differences such as personality, attitudes, beliefs, and values into the actual work of the organization. Learning and effective paradigm focuses on the integration of deep-level diversity differences such as personality, attitudes, beliefs, and into the actual work of the organization. Benefits include the common ground is value. Distinction is made between individual and group differences. Conflict, backlash, and divisiveness associated with diversity programs are less likely to be encountered, and different talent and perspectiveness are brought together. Organizational plurality is the work environment where all members are empowered to contribute in a way that maximizes the benefit of the organization, customers, and themselves. The individuality of each member is respected by not segmenting or polarizing people on the basis of their membership in that particular group. Diversity paradigms are general approaches or strategies for managing diversity. Diversity principles will help managers do a better job of managing company diversity programs. They begin by carefully and faithfully following and enforcing federal and state laws regarding equal opportunity employment. Treat groups differently as important, but not special. Tailor opportunities to individuals and not the group. Maintain high standards. Solicit negative as well as positive feedback. And set high but realistic goals. There are 2 basic types of diversity training programs, skill-based and awareness. Companies also use diversity audits, diversity pairing, and minorities experiences for top executives to better manage diversity. Skill-based diversity training is training that teaches employees the practical skills they need for managing a diverse workplace, such as flexibility, adaptability, negotiation, problem solving, and conflict resolution. Awareness training is training that is designed to raise employees' awareness of diversity issues and challenge the underlying assumption or stereotypes they must have about others. To better manage diversity, companies also use diversity audits, diversity pairing, minority experiences for top executives. Diversity audits are formal assessments that measure employees and management attitudes. Investigation is the extent to which people are advantaged or disadvantaged with respect to hiring and promotions. Review companies' diversity-related policies and procedures. Diversity pairing is a mentoring program in which people of different ages, cultural backgrounds, sexes, or races, ethnicities are paired together to get to know each other and change stereotypical beliefs and attitudes. Diversity training improves learning, attitudes, and behavior, but only learning about diversity lasts over time. Diversity training can also activate bias or spark a backlash. Diversity mentoring and appointing diversity manager responsible for diversity programs were among the most effective programs. Focusing on deep level diversity appears to have strong positive efforts. Methods to reduce defensiveness include expanding the focus of specific workplace situations, such as recruiting, hiring, team dynamics, and career development. Exploring practical actions, like structured interviews so everyone gets to ask the same questions. Clarifying what job qualifications are most important, and making sure that quieter voices are heard in group and team discussions. Again, thank you so much for taking the time to listen to this lecture. If you have any questions about the course material or the assignments, please reach out.